Hello, this is Tina. I'm sorry, I don't know why I always mess with my ear when I start the video. But this is Tina back with another video. If you are new, welcome to my channel. My channel is mainly about my experience on a GLP-1 medication, as well as my experience turning 40. I turned 40 back in the middle of March. So that's that. So today is going to be an update about weeks 43 and 44 on my GLP-1 medication. I am currently on compounded Tirzepatide. I am at the 8.5 milligram dose. So let's get started. I have a little piece of paper with me, a little index card here. So weeks 43, let me go back a little bit. I said that I was on 8.5 milligrams, but week 43, I wasn't at home for shot day. So I drew up a syringe to take with me before I left, and but when I drew up the syringe, I only had 5 milligrams worth in there. So I said, oh, okay, I'll split the dose. Now, technically, from what I see online, when you split the dose, you're supposed to take a full dose first. Then, 3 days later, you're supposed to take a half of what you normally take. And then 3 days after that, you take another half. Now, I'm not sure if this is how it's really supposed to be done, but from what I see everywhere, that's what you're supposed to do. So technically, week 43, when I called myself splitting the dose, I did not do it correctly. But again, I am not a medical professional, so don't take medical advice from me. I'm just telling you about my own experience. So, when I went out of town, I only had 5 milligrams worth, so I took my 5 milligrams then. And then when I came back, I took, like 3 days later, after I took the original dose, I took 3.5 milligrams to make the full 8.5 milligrams. So, I'm sorry, I'm a hands talker, and I just realized how normally I don't think you can normally see my hands to see that I move them around, but now you can. Okay, so that's what I did that week. So week 43, I lost 0.2 pounds. Now week 44 was a bit differently because I did it the way you're supposed to do it. So I took the full shot. I took the full shot of 8.5 milligrams, and then 3 days later I took 4 milligrams, and no, I take that back. 4 days later I took 4 milligrams because I forgot. That's why I don't want to be doing this split dosing thing, because my memory ain't all the way there sometimes. But so I was a day later than some people say. 3 days, some people say 4 days, some people say 3.5 days. I don't really know technically what you're supposed to do. So I took it late by a day. So today was shot day again, and I took, I can't even talk about today because that's going to be on week 45. So just forget that. So on week 44, I was down 1.1 pounds. But week 44, I did feel some nausea. I felt nausea on 2 days on week 44, which was a little unusual because I don't normally feel nausea. But the days that I felt nauseous was the days that, like, I had breakfast and then I had this long gap and then I had dinner. So technically I didn't have lunch on those days. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get a little water. Sorry guys. So what was I saying? I felt nauseous. So I felt nauseous on 2 days. So I don't know, is it just because this week I technically had more than I would normally have, just because so if you do it the way that the people say that you should do it, you technically, for the first week, you end up with a little extra in your system. But the next week after that, I think it kind of like mellows out because you just are taking half of what you're supposed to have. So, I was just going to try this out. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to do long term, especially because it's going to be hard for me to remember twice a day. I can remember, because I used to take my medicine on Fridays. And if I forgot Fridays, that was okay because I just woke up and took it Saturday. But I don't know if it's going to be something that I'm always going to be able to remember. But the only reason that I thought about doing it in the first place is because I wanted to go up on a higher dose because I had been on like I've been on 7.5 since January. And today is May the 31st. So I wanted to go up, but I also didn't want to aggravate my my chronic gastritis. So that's where I am with that. So that's where I am with that. I believe that's my neighbor's son. But I'm not 100% sure because I only saw him like one time. So I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So so that's the only reason that I started split dosing in the first place, because I wanted to move up, but I didn't want to aggravate my condition by trying to take like large quantities all at once, like, you know, like 10, 12 and a half, 15. So that's why I did that. So, week 43 was negative 0.2 pounds, and week 44 was 1.1 pounds. But like I said, week 44, I did feel a little nauseous. So that's all I got. Now this time, I've already no, I didn't fully do this video, but I partially did this video, and then something happened, so I deleted it out. That was like a couple of days ago. What was I going to say? See, I'm gonna have to get something from my memory. Oh yeah. I wanted to say that this particular weigh-in, I'm gonna do, well, I know like a few months ago I said I was gonna do weigh-ins a little bit differently, where I kind of pop in, you know, and say a little something, and you know, and then yeah, I think that was my main thing. I was going to pop in some random days just to comment on how that week was going. So this is going to be a little bit different than what I've previously done, or, well, I'm going to try to remember to make it a little bit different, where I like check in, because normally at the end I forgot, like after the 2 weeks, I forgot what has happened to really tell you what has happened. So I think this particular week 43 and 44, I kind of remember a little bit better what I did and what happened. And so that's that. But I am also, because it's probably a little different for it's probably a little difficult for you guys to keep up with my progress, because I normally say, I'm up a pound, I'm down a pound, I'm up 2 pounds, I'm down. So like, you probably have no idea how much I really weigh. So I decided, one, that I'm going to start adding some pictures of the scale. Now, I weigh in like, as Ice Cube would say, Bucky Nicky. So you won't really see me get on the scale, but you will see the scale, and you'll probably see my toes. So I'm a little self-conscious about my feet. So I got to figure something out about that. But I am going to at least put a shot of the scale in there, because you guys actually know where I'm at. Now, for me, when I first started, when I first started trying to lose weight, I was at my highest weight I was in my highest weight, which was 270 pounds. And then I got on phentermine, or phentermine, however you pronounce it. And I was on that for a few months, and then I got off, and then I started to gain weight, and then I got on compounded Tirzepatide. So I probably lost like 15 pounds on Fintermin, and then well, my current weight is 213, so that would mean I've lost like 57 pounds ish. I lost 57 pounds ish. So 15 of those pounds I lost on Fintermin, and then the other, what was that, 42-ish pounds I've lost on compounded Tirzepatide. And currently I am on 8.5. Now, I've been on compounded Tirzepatide. I started on that on July the 28th, I believe, of 2024. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary as far as that is concerned. So I've been on it for like 10 months ish. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, about 10 months. So it's hard for you, the viewer, to kind of keep track if you don't know where I'm at weight wise, because it's just like I'm up 2 pounds, I'm down 2 pounds. So hopefully with the scale shots it'll be easier for you guys to keep track of how everything is going. But so far so good. My plan is to see my primary care physician towards the end of August, and that is where I'll probably request to go up with her, and then that's when she'll get me a prescription for Zepbound. Now, she already wrote me a prescription for Zepbound 7.5, like the pen, but I never actually went and got it filled because I still have some compounds left. But my plan is this time when I go in to have her write me a prescription for the vials. So that's what we're planning on doing. Now, before she asked me when I was there the last time, because I was there in March the last time, and she asked me about if I wanted to go up to 10 then, and I was like, no, I'm just going to try to, like, you know, play it out a little bit more. But when I go back, I'll probably go up to 10. That's why I've kind of been itching my way up with the compound. But what I've saw a few people who were on compound and switched over to Zepbound, and they said that they were really feeling it. So I'm a little bit concerned that 10 might be a little bit too much. But since I will have her fill the vial, I guess I'll be able to, like, play around with it. If it is too much, then I don't have to take, you know, the full amount. So that is that. But that's all I wanted to say. But that was my week 43 and 44 updates. So those videos are going to be a little bit different. You're going to start seeing scale shots so you can actually see where my weight is. And I'm going to try to remember to pop in during that week so I can tell you about what happened. So that is that. I also have a unboxing for you, so I'll probably do that later. I don't know if I'll do that today, maybe not today, possibly today, but I'll do it very soon. So I have an unboxing with something that I hope will help me with the fatigue that I mentioned in my very last video. If you haven't seen that weeks 40 to 42 update, I'm going to drop a card in this area so you can click that video and take a look at that. But as always, Titans, I appreciate you guys for sticking here with me, and thank you so much for watching. If you are on a compounded Tirzepatide experience as well, if you don't mind just shouting out in the comments what week you're on. Yeah, that's it. Just shout out what week you're on. I won't get all into your hippo, like, what dose are you on? Like, how often do you take it? No, I won't be that extra. But just let us know what week you're on, how far along are you. You don't have to tell us about your weight or anything like that, unless you really want to tell us about your weight. And if you do have a channel that's related to turning 40 or getting older, or a GLP-1, don't forget to comment that down in the comments, because maybe someone here might be interested in your channel as well. So, okay, I'll talk with you guys later. Bye.